Good day everyone, I'm Renel Essential from BS Ed 1B and I'm here to discuss to you the pH of acid and bases. So first, let us define what is pH. So what is pH? pH is defined as a negative logarithm of H plus ion concentrations. Hence, the meaning of the name pH is justified as the power of hydrogen. pH is a useful way to measure the strengths of acids and bases. In lab, you might use pH paper to quickly tell whether a solution is acidic or basic, based on a color change. Litmus paper as a simple indicator, blue in alkalines, red in acid. But what does that mean to be an acid or base? There are two of the most useful definitions. In Arrhenius definitions. In Arrhenius acid, named after Swedish scientist Svante Arrhenius. Acid is a substance that generates H plus ions when dissolved in water. Bases, when dissolved in water, generate OH minus ions. We use the Arrhenius of definition when dealing with the aqueous solutions of substance. Second definition is from Bronsted-Lowry definitions. A more general definition was proposed simultaneously and independently by a Danish chemist named Johannes Nicholas Bronsted and an English chemist named Thomas Martin Lowry. The Bronsted-Lowry concept is based on the transfer of proton on H plus ions from one substance to another. A Bronsted-Lowry acid release a proton. A Bronsted-Lowry base accept a proton. So ang kaning Bronsted-Lowry, ang iyang acid is mo release, mo pagawas og proton. While ang acid sa Bronsted-Lowry kay mudawat og protons. Bronsted-Lowry definition does not depend on the substances being dissolved in water. So kani kang Bronsted-Lowry nga definition, dili siya makadepende kung unsa nga substance being dissolved in the water. But kang Arrhenius mo kuan siya kanang with ang iyang definition and when dealing with aqueous solutions of substance. So here na ta sa measuring the strengths of acid and bases using the pH scale. So, a strong acid more readily donates proton than a weak acid. So, muna siya ang mga acidic kanang 0 to 6. 0 to 6, mga acidic na siya. Which a strong base more readily accept a proton than a weak base, muna siya ang mga alkaline or mga base. So, 8 to 14. So, kaning 7, ang ilang between di ba kay 7 mo na siya ang neutral with ang neutral kay it can act as both an acid and a base. So let's move on to the pH formula. The pH scale was suggested by Søren Sørensen, another Danish scientist. It is easier to write the very small amount of H plus ions than are produced by acids and bases. The equation is pH is equals to negative log with the concentrations of H plus ions. So kanang concentrations of H plus ions units is represented by moles per liter. It is represented by moles per liter. Now the question is water an acid or base? So ang water ba daw kay acid ba siya or base? So here's the explanation. A pure sample of water only slightly donates and accepts protons. It can act as both an acid and a base, according to the Bronsted-Lowry definition. So, as I can said gayna, nga if neutral na siya, if it can act as both an acid and a base, ang tawag niya kay neutral. Kay ngano na neutral man siya. So, the ionization of water is so minimal that water is considered neutral, neither acidic nor basic, and it has concentrations of H plus ions of 1.0 times 10 raised to the negative 7 moles per liter. So here's the formula of the water. Nganong na neutral siya. So, nara, ang equivalent sa ang concentrations of H plus niya kay is equals to 1.0 times 10 raised to the power of negative 7 moles per liter. So, kay pH man ang gipangita, we use the formula of pH. We use the formula of pH scale. So, pH is equals to negative log with the concentrations of H plus ions. So, pH is equals to negative log times 1.0 times 10 to the raise of 7. So, mano yung result. So, kung ano na siya, which is ang iyang result is 7. Mauna neutral siya kay ang iyang result kay 7. So, the pH scale. Kung ang iyang pH kay is equals to 7, which means it's neutral. Akong ingon ngayon nga all substances have a pH of 7 are neutral. This means there is an equal concentrations of H plus ions and OH minus ions. If the pH is less than 7, it's an acidic. That's when there are more H plus ions than OH minus ions. If the pH is greater than 7, it's a base. That means more OH plus ions than H plus ions. Going back to the measuring the strengths of acid and bases using the pH scale, gain ang akong ipakita sa inyo ha. So, moto nga, kung 7 below, 7 or 6 below, tawagan niya acidic. Pag 8 above, ang tawag niya is alkaline or bases. So, ang iyang 7 mo niya ang neutral. Muna siya ang natawag na all substances of a fish or water are neutral. This means equal lang iyang concentration. Okay, let's have here an example number 1. Lemon juice is acidic. It has pH of 2. It has a pH of 2. What is the concentration? So, ang gipangita niya is the concentrations. So, using the pH formula, pH is equals to negative log with the concentrations of H plus ions. So, ito lang nato na siya nga formula. So, ang iyang pH is 2. So, mo ni 2. So, is equals to negative log with the concentrations of H plus ions. Divide both side by 1. So, gi-divide siya both sides. So, ang iyang result is negative 2 is equals to na positive na ning log kay gi-divide na nimo siya sa 2, which is so negative 2 is equals to log with the concentrations of H plus, take the inverse log. So take the inverse log. Katong log is 10 to the power of 2 man na siya, guys. So 10 to the power of 2 is equals to 10. So times log is equals to concentration of H plus. So recall 10 to log equals to X. So mo ni siya ang result 0.01. So is equals to the concentrations of H plus ion. I-convert nimo siya into scientific notation. So here is the result. Concentrations of H plus ions is equals to 1 times 10 to the power moles per liter. So 2 na siya, guys. 10 to the power of 2 na siya. Okay, let's move on to the example number 2. So the laundry detergent has a pH of 8.5. So same ra gyapon sa process gain na, guys. So gamito na gyapon ito ang pH scale formula. So pH is equals to negative log with the concentrations of H plus ions. So pareha na ni siya gain na, guys. So iyang given naman ang pH, isulat na ang pH. Pareha na siya gain na nga gigit sa juice. Pareha na sila og kuan sa juice gain na process. So we have negative 8.5 is equals to log with the concentrations of H plus. So, ganun na negative na siya kay i-divide biya siya both side by 1. So, mo na siya. Take the inverse of log. Gibutan na po na to ang inverse niya. So, 10 to the power of 8.5. 8 to the power na siya, guys. So, the power of 8.5 is equals to 10 times log the concentrations of H plus ion. So the result is concentrations of H plus ions is equals to 3.16 times 10 to the power of negative 9 moles per liter. So for the last examples, we have example number 3, the soda. Soda has a concentration of H plus ions is equals to 3.16 times 10 to the power of 3 moles per liter. So, ang gipangita na po there is the pH. So, pH man ang gipangita. Pangitaon na to. Gamito na gihapon na to siya ang formula. pH is equals to negative log. So, kay given naman ang concentrations of H plus ions ani. So, ibutang na to 3.16 times 10 to the power of 3, which is the result na niya is pH is equals to 2.5. So, more na siya ka simple pagkuha sa pH, guys. Dili na ikuan-kuan. Ingana na gina siya. So, if you have any questions, clarifications, don't hesitate to question me. Thank you.